Roth IRA or 401k, which one puts more money into your pocket? So this video is going to be extremely important because we're talking about the differences between a Roth IRA and a 401k and which one will ultimately make you more money. While they do have some similarities, there are definitely some huge differences that can end up making you or losing you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. So make sure to watch this video all the way through. If you do, you will become an expert on Roth IRAs and 401ks, and you'll be able to help out your friends as well. You'll also leave with knowing what type of account to get started with. So let's first define what a retirement investment account is. These are tax-advantaged investment accounts that the government has created for us. They really want us to be able to retire comfortably and to have enough money to last us for the rest of our life. Like, the more we prioritize saving for retirement and the more money we have in these retirement accounts, the less they have to actually support us later on. So that's why they were like, hey, let's create these awesome tax advantage accounts that people can use so that they can save more money, invest in retirement, and make way more money than if they had put it into a normal brokerage account. So first, let's get started with the Roth IRA. I'm gonna go through all the details about this awesome and amazing retirement account. A Roth IRA is a retirement account that you can open by yourself. Here are the main key things about Roth IRAs that make it special. So with the Roth IRA, you are investing post-tax money. You don't pay any taxes on the profit. You're able to start withdrawing the money when you are 59 and a half years old. Like I mentioned before, you can open up this account by yourself. There are some income limits, which we will talk about, and there is a $6,000 contribution limit per year. So let's dive deeper into each of these points. So first up is you invest post-tax, after-tax money. This concept is a little bit weird at first, but what does it actually mean to invest post-tax money? Let's say you make $50,000 and you pay $10,000 in taxes. After that, you're left with $40,000 in your bank account. Investing post-tax money is basically taking that money from that $40,000 and investing it. Then you might be thinking, well, isn't all the money that I invest post-tax money? Well, no, we'll get more into that later on in this video, and you'll see why with a 401k, that's actually not the case. With a 401k, you're actually putting in money before you pay taxes on them, and that's gonna help reduce your taxable income. But don't worry about that for now. We'll talk more about it when we get to the 401k section. Next point is you don't pay any taxes on the profit. And yeah, this is actually as good as it sounds. Normally, when you invest money in the stock market and you make a profit, you have to pay taxes on that profit to the government. Let's say, for example, you put in $10,000 right now into stocks, and in 10 years, let's say that money grows to $30,000. Well, you've just made a profit of 20K. If you sell the stocks and take the money out of your brokerage account, you will pay taxes on that 20K of profit. With a Roth IRA, you actually don't have to pay taxes on that 20K. That's why this is just simply an amazing account to have. When you understand the power that these types of retirement accounts have, it's just super clear why you'll make so much more money with these types of accounts than just traditional stock brokerage accounts. Next point is you can withdraw the money starting at 59 and a half years old. Just like with a 401k, you're not supposed to touch the money in your Roth IRA until you're at least 59 and a half years old. There are some special circumstances where you can in fact take out money, but for most people, I just recommend leaving that money there. If you do, however, take out profits, there will be a penalty that is enforced. Next point is you can open up a Roth IRA yourself. The cool thing about a Roth IRA is that you don't need to work for a company or an employer to have a Roth IRA. That's why this is perfect for self-employed people like me. When I graduated college, all my friends who were working at companies, they were getting their 401k, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could do that myself. But then I found out about the Roth IRA, and that is where I put my money instead. And the good thing about a Roth IRA is that once you put your money into that account, you can use that money to buy anything you want. You can buy mutual funds, you can buy ETFs, you can buy individual stocks. Pretty much it's complete freedom to invest in whatever you want. The Roth IRA account, it's just a vehicle to put your money into, and then you can invest that into other things. It's just that the vehicle is special in that you don't have to pay taxes on the profit. And now let's talk about the $6,000 contribution limit. If you're under 50 years old, you can only put a maximum of $6,000 per year into your Roth IRA. If you're over 50, they let you put a little bit more, and that's $7,000 per year. So as you'll see later on, this is much lower than the limit for the 401k. And now let's talk about the income limits. If you are single, your adjusted gross income has to be under $122,000 per year to put in that full $6,000. If you make more than that, you will be able to put in a prorated amount. However, once you hit $137,000, you won't be able to put any money into your Roth IRA. However, there are ways around this. for example, the backdoor Roth IRA, or you can just use a traditional Roth instead. So that's a huge thing with the Roth IRA. It's not for people that earn a lot of money. But then again, the Roth IRA is best suited for people that have a somewhat lower income bracket, because that means that you're not paying a lot of taxes on the money you're making now and will likely pay a higher tax percentage later on. That's why it makes more sense to do a Roth IRA when you're just starting out your career, because you're paying not that much taxes, you're putting that money into the account, and then later on when you take out that profit, you don't pay your taxes on that amount. So now with all that in mind, I know that was a lot of information. Let's talk about the 401k. The 401k is a retirement account that employers offer. So yes, you will have to be working for someone or a company in order to set this one up. If you're a full-time W-2 employee at a company, you'll likely have the option to get a 401k. How it works is you invest a certain percentage that you choose of your paycheck, and it automatically goes into your 401k account. So it is a lot more automated than the Roth IRA, and it's definitely a great way for most people to save money for retirement. Here are the main points that you want to know about the 401k. With a 401k, you are investing pre-tax income. The profit is taxed when you take the money out. You have to have a company to set this up. Some companies will actually match a portion of your contribution. There is no income limit, and if you're under 50 years old, the contribution limit is $19,000 per year, and if you're over 50, you can put in up to $25,000 per year. So let's talk about the point of investing pre-tax income. This is the biggest difference between a Roth IRA and a 401k. With a 401k, the money that you're putting in is pre-tax income. What this means is that it's reducing your taxable income, meaning that you'll pay less taxes for that year, and that is why it's considered pre-tax. So let's say you have person A who's making $50,000 per year and person B who's also making $50,000 per year. Person A invests $7,000 into a Roth IRA and person B invests $7,000 into their 401k. Person A is putting $7,000 of post-tax income in, so they're putting that $7,000 in and they're still paying taxes on the full $50,000 that they're making. So let's say that their tax bracket is 20%. So for person A, they will pay $10,000 of taxes. So after paying taxes and after putting that $7,000 into the Roth IRA, person A is left with $33,000 in their bank account. Now, person B, they put $7,000 into their 401k. This $7,000 is pre-tax income, so that actually reduces their taxable income by $7,000. So in the eyes of the IRS, person B only made $43,000 that year. Let's say they're paying 20% in taxes, so 20% of $43,000 equates to $8,600 of taxes. So now person B, right now they are paying fewer taxes than person A, and that is because they contributed $7,000 into their 401k. So now for person B, after they pay taxes and after they contribute $7,000 into their 401k, they're left with $34,400 in their bank account. So essentially they are saving $1,600 in taxes right now for doing the 401k. That's why the 401k has the advantage right now. You're paying fewer taxes right now. However, the problem is that the profit for a 401k will be taxed later on when you take that money out. Whereas with the Roth IRA, you won't pay any taxes on that. Second point about the 401k is that yes, profits are taxed. This is the bad part about the 401k because any profits you take out will be taxed at your current tax rate at that time. This could be lower or it could be higher than your current tax rate. It really depends. But for most people, they earn less money right now than they do later on. So that's why it might make more sense to do a Roth IRA. The next point for the 401k is that your company sets this up. When you set up your 401k, your company will have some options for you to choose from. It's rather limited, at least compared to a Roth IRA. They'll probably have a selection of mutual funds that you can invest your money in. Just make sure to check the expense ratios because you don't want to be paying a lot of fees. So just like the Roth IRA, you guys, this is an investment vehicle. It's not an actual investment. The next point is some companies will actually match a portion of your contribution. And this is a huge part about 401ks. This is why 401ks are so good. If you're at a bigger company, there is a good chance that they will match a certain percentage of your contributions. For example, a company might match 100% of your contributions for the first 5%. So let's say you make $100,000 and you contribute $5,000 into your 401k. Well, your company is also going to put in an extra $5,000 for you. And that is amazing because that is a guaranteed 100% return on your investment. So whenever there is a company match, you absolutely have to at least contribute enough to take advantage of that whole match. The next point with a 401k is that there is no income limit. You can have a 401k no matter how much money you make. So in that sense, it's a lot more forgiving and it's a lot better than a Roth IRA. And the next point is the contribution limit of $19,500 if you're under 50 and $26,000 $26,000 if you're above 50 years old. This is much higher than the $6,000 that the Roth IRA allows you to contribute. And this means that most people are going to have much bigger 401k accounts than they will have Roth IRA accounts. And that's why most people build most of their wealth through their 401k. So now that you know the details about each of these accounts, let's go over which one you should have. If you work for an employer that has a 401k plan and you make under $137,000, then please get both a 401k and a Roth IRA. That way you can take advantage of both accounts. Absolutely take advantage of that whole company match because that's just guaranteed 100% return on your investment. Once you're investing past that company match, it might make more sense for you to put money into your Roth IRA. Once you max out your Roth IRA, then definitely continue contributing to your 401k until you hit your yearly limit. Now, if there is no company match, then you'll have to decide what your current tax rate is compared to your future tax rate. For most people, they are making less money right now, so their current tax bracket is less than when they retire. By the time you retire, you're probably making a lot more money and your lifestyle is probably a lot more costly. As a result, your future tax bracket is likely going to be higher. In that case, prioritize contributing to your Roth IRA first and then contribute to your 401k. Now, if you're self-employed and meet the income limits, then definitely get a Roth IRA. I tell you to get a 401k too, but you just can't do it right now. If you're a high earner and you make more than $137,000 per year, get a traditional IRA. This is basically the same thing as a Roth IRA, except that you're putting in pre-tax money and you're getting taxed on the profits later on. So the main takeaway for this video is you need to take advantage of these tax advantaged accounts. Whatever you qualify for, do it. Like, it literally doesn't make any sense for you not to. The tax advantages are just way too big, and if you like money, if you want to retire with more money, then trust me, open up these accounts right now. Think about it. When you open up a normal stock brokerage account, you're putting in post-tax money. When you're taking profits out, you're also paying taxes on that. So that's where you can see why a Roth IRA is so good, because yes, you're putting in post-tax money now, but the profit you're taking out later is not taxed. Or you're putting money into a 401k and that's actually reducing the amount of taxes you're paying right now. So if you look at it that way, you can see why the Roth IRA and the 401k are just so much better than a normal stock account. The truth is that both of these accounts can make you a ton of money and you'll want to open up whichever ones you qualify for. If you can do both, then that's amazing. So I really hope this video helped you guys out. I know we talked about a lot of things, so feel free to rewatch this or take notes or whatever it is. I know it's a lot of sort of complicated information, but it truly is so helpful and it's gonna save you so much money if you invest in these tax advantage accounts. This is one of the biggest investment hacks anywhere, and you will likely be hundreds of thousands of dollars richer by the time you are in retirement. Hey, since we're talking about money, if you guys haven't yet signed up for WeBull, make sure to do so. Deposit $100 and you'll get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,650. This is the stock brokerage that I use for my trading, and come on you guys, who doesn't like 2 free stocks? So I will include a link to that below. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content just like this. I make a ton of content about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.